welcome back. I wanted to go over this one because I can't wait to see this movie. I think it's going to be really good. I hope it's going to be really good. But I saw this clip come out and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. So here we are. This is Melissa McCarthy's Ursula.
I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways. Repentance in the light and made a switch through. Yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And here lately, please don't laugh, I use it on behalf of the miserable, lonely, and depressed, pathetic, unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help him? Yes, indeed.
Okay, so there's so much going on with her voice in this, and I really wanted to talk about it. There's actually a couple of bits that I don't know why. I am going to go away and research it because I really want to know why, and I can't quite figure it out. So I'm going to go away and, do some research. Let's go from the beginning, and I will tell you the things that I found really interesting about this.
Admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways.
She's just done so much, even in those 2 lines. She's incredible. She started off in her lovely chest range. The glottal attack was strong. Her vocal folds are thick. She's got that very kind of sharpness sound to it. There's not a lot of air there. But then on some notes, to add kind of the performance spoken side of it, she adds an air. She added in like a little whisper. And it just kind of adds the acting into voice acting and singing in musical theatre. And I just adored what she did with that. Then in this line, she's just gone way up through her range, starting in her chest. And I fortunately know a little magic, which she's kept really thick to make it actually sound lower than it is. That is not a low voice for a female. When I first listened to this, I thought, whoa, I didn't know she had a low voice. Her speaking voice is never what I would think that she would sing as an alto part. But this isn't actually an alto part. Her vocal folds have just been so thick that it sounds lower than it is. And she's really emphasizing a lot of those lower tones in her voice. And I think it's great. But then here she just goes and does a little slide up into her head mix. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And she's just gone woo up through it. If you want to practice getting a sound like that, sirens would be a really, really good one to go through. Sirens are exactly that, sounding like a siren. Yes, you sound a bit like an idiot, but it's really good for stretching out those vocal folds. And that's just made these slides so strong. And she's great.
Repentance in the light and made a switch through. Yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed.
Okay, so these parts here where she's doing it spoken, but she's doing it really high up. And there is still a bit of air quality, but also a little bit of a growly quality behind it. I do not think that this is a particularly healthy technique. In terms of musical theatre and voice acting, she's playing a villain and it works so well. But when we're talking about our vocal anatomy and the voice science, I don't think that it's a healthy choice. I can't quite figure out why, but I can hear some very obvious strain and tension going on there. And I'm not sure which set of muscles attribute to the sound, but you can hear that it's very clearly not a sung note and you can hear the strain in there, and not something I would recommend doing for all of your music as a stylistic choice. If you're trying to find ways to make your voice more unique, this isn't it.
And here lately, please don't laugh, I use it on behalf of the miserable, lonely, and depressed, pathetic, unfortunate souls in pain, in need.
She did a little growl on the need. In need. Yeah, I just find that really interesting. You can also hear the placement of her words and how she's letting these lower tones come out. Poor unfortunate souls. She's keeping the O really long and really strong. O's and oohs are quite often really good sounds to have if we're trying to increase those lower tones in our voice. We tend to keep the sound held a little bit further back, and that can just really increase those resonant points. It's also keeping this really nice and thick. It's narrowing that vocal column again, so minimizing some of the air and breathy tones that she has in this part.
One longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help him? Yes, indeed.
Do I help them? That part gets me every time. Again, that is the sound that I'm talking about, where I'm not quite sure anatomically is causing that, but I'm going to go away and find out because I want to know. And this is the part of being a voice teacher that I love, is that if there's something I don't know, I can go away. I can talk to other voice teachers that maybe have a little bit more knowledge in voice science than I do, because in the grand scheme of things, I really know very little compared to some of the science that's out there and some of the vocologists out there who have incredible, extensive amounts of knowledge. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to research that, and I'll let you know. I just think it's incredible that she's made such a low sounding voice when the pitch of the song is not so low. And she's mixed so many qualities here. She's mixed vocal fry. She's mixed this whispery, glottal sound that I can't quite place. She's done slides. She's into her head voice. She's done belts. She's just done everything. And I think it's really cool. Sure, I would have loved to have heard it maybe sung a little bit more than spoken with voice acting, but she's made it her own, which is really cool. I will do a little mermaid react for the voice play song soon, even though I've seen it like 100 times. For those of you that like voice play, you might like it anyway. In the meantime, hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment down below if there's any other effects that you've heard in this that you're interested in. If I do know, I'll comment. If I don't know, I'll go away and then I'll come back and I'll comment. Can't wait to see this movie, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.